Week 86 of pedaling my bicycle every which way around the country to help people get to their cancer treatments. The social life of a nomadic introvert. Do you ever get lonely? He asked. The fluorescent lights of his tiny office suddenly seemed twice as bright. I blurted out an answer, hoping I made sense. I think I described feeling the same range of emotions that I've always felt, my moods fluctuating like anyone else. Or maybe I rambled incoherently. I was giving my first ever media interview, and it was all happening so fast. The East County Observer is a small weekly paper, the kind you might grab from the free rack at your local diner if you care about high school sports and city politics. Not exactly high stakes, yet my heart thought I was racing the Tour de France. I've come a long way since then, but that question is always lingering nearby. Loneliness, connection, peopling. My social battery started out pretty full after a much-needed visit from my girlfriend. I called my mom, my siblings, and my son in short order. It was good to catch up with everybody. I stopped by a bike shop for a taco lunch in honor of National Bike Month. Salsa and guacamole are excellent, but in my humble opinion, the secret ingredient is a little smear of chain lube on the shell. Or maybe it was the swapping stories with other cyclists that made it taste so good. I continued out of the library to get some work done. I saw Michael sitting on the bench out front, reading a sci-fi book in the afternoon sun. His rig caught my eye. He's not doing long miles on it, but the combination of basket, bags, and bungee cords told the story of a man who knew how to live on a bicycle. The fenders and beefy kickstand confirmed it. We chatted bikes for a little while, and I offered to buy him dinner, correctly guessing that eating out would be a rare treat for him. Michael's steady face lit up when he talked about all the books on his to-be-read list and the many concerts he used to go to, including the time he traveled to my hometown to see Fish play. I got it pretty good, he said several times. He happily suggested some spots where my tent would go unnoticed for a night, and we went our separate ways. I met another dozen new people while presenting for a Rotary Club, with the usual array of small talk over dinner and a healthy Q&A after my speech. One member told me about her sister-in-law's recent cancer recurrence. I've gotten a lot better at sitting with someone when they share their pain, but it's always heavy. Another told me about his friend John, who was biking from Chicago to Calgary for Rotary International's annual convention. I stayed with John when I was in Iowa. Small world. I took the opportunity to check in on him and applaud his efforts. It's a pretty full week already for this introvert, and we're only halfway through, not feeling very lonely. I met Clyde a month earlier in West Texas as he was pedaling the long way to Arizona. His faithful wingman, Rufus, rode in his overloaded trailer. It's rare for me to ever see anyone twice on this journey, so I ventured a little out of my way to make it happen. We crushed some juicy Whataburgers. Rufus, too. He came in with us. Clyde was patting the service dog certificate in his pocket, lamenting that not everyone accepts it. Clyde's a veteran of the First Gulf War, searching for somewhere that he and his pal can live in peace. There are a lot of things I could have done different, he readily admits. But getting his life back on track is not so simple. Some people really look down on the homeless, he explained. Yeah. Friday was a parade of random. A guy at the store insisted that all the old libraries and courthouses were built by an ancient civilization that got wiped out by a mud flood. There was the medicine man who blessed my laundry. All the knee-bumping small talk at the hot spring. A text from an ex. The lady who chatted me up with a racist comment and then proceeded to blame me when she spilled my beer on herself. Saturday was a bit more normal. I called my girlfriend while enjoying a splash of coffee with my milk and sugar. Chatted with Dylan while he fixed my laptop. Mounted my bullhorns on Rosalie's new bike in celebration of her recovery from being hit by a car. And helped my son navigate some big life decisions. It was genuinely a great week, full of wonderful people. But by the time I pulled into the state park that evening, I was fried. I pitched my tent and laid down, all the voices in my head ready to crash. All the voices except one. One stubborn voice said, "Dude, it's 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, and you're camping with actual campers for once. Go make a friend." I fucking hate that voice sometimes. But it was right. I willed myself out of bed and walked over to my neighbors, bringing along a snack and a bottle of water. I met Luis, a proud Chicano man about my age, who was understandably a little leery at first. Almost immediately, he asked for my can of peanuts and then kept them. He later admitted it was to test my reaction. We broke the ice quickly, though, and had a great time. He was there with his son, their wives, and the grandbaby. The ladies were already on their way to bed, so it was men's night around the crackling fire. We told all sorts of stories, but the one topic we kept coming back to was how grateful we all are for our role as fathers. I finally called it a night when my social battery truly hit zero. Do I get lonely on the road? Yeah, sometimes I feel downright invisible. Not this week, though. I was ready to go hide in the desert. I pedaled 202 miles this week, bringing my year-to-date total to 3,654 for an overall total of 12,987 miles so far. I was grateful for long soaks, friendly deer, and a new hood ornament for my bike. Subscribe if you want to hear about my Burning Man experience next week, and wish me luck.